Hi, my name is Kyle Clower, and I'm with Serve Wisconsin. We are the Wisconsin National and Community Service Board, and we work with AmeriCorps programs throughout the state. And right now, we're talking with different AmeriCorps members about their service this year and how it's impacted by the COVID-19 pandemic. And today, we're talking with Taylor. Taylor, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you so very much for talking with us today.
Thank you. I'm excited to be here.
Taylor, could you start off by telling us a little bit about your AmeriCorps experience, including the program you're serving with, and what your service looked like before the spread of COVID-19?
Yeah, so for the past 2 years, starting in October of 2018, have been serving for the AmeriCorps Farm to School program. We advocate for local purchasing of local foods within the school system. We teach nutrition lessons to students around the county, ranging from 4K to middle school sometimes. We also do work with the school gardens, whether that means we are creating a committee to help start a garden or helping and maintaining the garden as well. We try to engage the students as much as we can with these gardens. So we try to do education lessons or have them help maintain the garden so they understand that food just doesn't come from the grocery store. There's a whole process when growing your food, and they also learn the importance of being outside and understanding their environment around them. And so before COVID, I had the opportunity to go around the schools in the county and meet all the wonderful students, teaching them nutrition lessons and environmental education as much as I could. I brought in local foods with the food service directors with the schools, so kids had an opportunity to try local foods. We did spinach one month, we did local mushrooms, honey, we did yogurt from Madison, which was really good. The students really liked that. And so I did a lot of running around before COVID. It was a lot of fun. So definitely been different since COVID-19 has hit.
That sounds wonderful with all the different stuff you'll do beforehand. Where are you located right now?
I am located in Fort Atkinson, so I serve mostly in Jefferson County.
And then Taylor, with so much of your service with Farm to School being tied to working with students in schools, how did you have to change your AmeriCorps service to be able to continue reaching your students?
So I obviously couldn't be going into the schools anymore, but I did my best to provide as much education, resources, and materials as I could for teachers and families. So I created like a at-home toolkit that included activities, environmental and nutrition lessons for families to go through, created newsletters so people knew that we were still advocating for our mission as much as we could. And then I also did maintenance at some gardens. I obviously couldn't bring in some of the students, but we wanted to make sure that the gardens were still there when they did come back. And so me and some of the directors of the gardens would go and we would keep our distance, but we would maintain the garden as much as we could. I also did some projects with the community space in Whitewater, and we provided free seeds and seedlings in buckets with soil free to the community for people to start their own garden if they didn't have the land to grow their food or if they just wanted to do a little project with their family.
And then with the virtual lessons, were you recording videos, creating lessons for them to follow along with? What were those looking like?
I did not create any videos. I actually had co-members within the program create videos, and so I just directed them to their channel. We do follow some of the same curriculum, so it was nice not to have to go through that whole process when I could turn to some of my co-members for help. Otherwise, we would do, growing seeds in a Ziploc bag and taping them to the windows so the kids can watch their seedling grow, watch the root system come out, and then they had games on the My Plate program website, so I would always direct them to that. We did have a couple of teachers reach out, and I was able to provide some of the resources to them as well.
And then with the Farm to School members located throughout the state, have you been able to do anything to support each other and to help each other with the creation of the virtual materials?
Yeah, and I think that also helped us stay motivated as well. We were going back and forth. So we didn't have to, again, reinvent anything that was already out there. We always turned to each other if we had a question or if we needed something. And that was pretty nice to know that, we were all there for each other.
That's great.